now that I've been living here for 3 years, I don't think French people are rude because now I understand their mentality. But at that time, when I was like 18, I just felt very like, I came here and I had like an Airbnb for 5 days. And I was like, in 5 days, I'm going to find an apartment.
Did you find one in 5 days?
And I found one apartment.
Really? How did you do that? Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I thought that it would be really cool to talk to other people who've also been living in France and get their perspective on their life in France, the challenges that they face, the things they like about it, things they don't like about it, all that kind of stuff. In this video, I'm going to be talking with my friend Nora, who's been living in France for a bit. This is the first in a series of France story videos that I'm doing. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
My name is Nora. I'm currently a YouTuber slash model slash student here. I initially came here for my studies. So I studied at university here. I studied communication. I just graduated in April. I'm gonna go back to school real soon.
Do you already know what you're gonna go back to school in?
I mean, I already applied to university. And now it just all depends if I can find an attendance. Basically in France, you have the possibility to work at a company while you're at university. You would work 4 days at a company and then you have 1 day of classes at university. And then you get paid as well, which is cool.
So then you don't have to like pay to go to uni?
No, because it's the company that pays for your tuition fee. And then you also get paid. You also have like a salary. So there are many reasons. One, for example, is the low tuition fee that France has. I paid like, it was 170 euros a year. And then also I spoke French before because I studied French at high school. So that was another reason. Like I already came here before.
Right.
When I was modeling, I modeled here for like a year. Yeah. I had a French agency. And then I also came here for traveling, so.
Right, so you just like, you were familiar with the country.
The French culture and France and everything.
Right, and then you decided that, okay, yeah, you see yourself living here, and then you just like moved here for your bachelors.
Yeah, I think I had a love-hate relationship with France at the beginning, and
really?
even with Paris, because I came here in the winter first.
Okay.
And Paris is, in the winter, is not like the best season to explore.
Yeah, probably not. And like we're approaching winter again soon.
Yeah, and especially when you're alone and you're young, and yeah, it's can be challenging.
So speaking about that a little bit more, like you said that it was a love-hate relationship in the beginning in your first year. Can you like tell us a little bit more about that? When
I came here for modeling, I felt that Paris was very unfriendly.
Really? In what way?
I think maybe it's just like a modeling industry as well, that people are not that welcoming, and especially if you're a foreigner, I felt that they were just kind of like rude sometimes.
In what way? Like, do you remember any specific instances?
I think it's just the way they talk to people, and I think it's not even, they don't even want to be rude, it's just like they don't know, they just talk like this.
Right.
So I wouldn't say now that I've been living here for 3 years, I don't think French people are rude because now I understand their mentality. But at that time, when I was like 18, I just felt very like attacked. Why? I didn't do anything. Like, why are you so rude?
Is it kind of like, have you seen Emily in Paris?
Of course.
Like, is it kind of like the boss? I think her name is Sophie.
Yeah, that would be like a booker at my agency, like the typical like stereotype of like, oh yeah.
And so what made you move here even despite knowing that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think just because there's so many possibilities here, like work-wise, like fashion, and also if you want to do other things, because Paris, after all, is a global city. So. And like, why else was it like a love-hate relationship in your first year, especially? I think because I didn't have a lot of friends.
Right. Was it hard for you to make friends here?
Actually, I think if I didn't have the internet, I wouldn't have friends here.
Where did you meet all of your friends that you made over
Instagram,
here?
Facebook, WhatsApp. Like literally. Yeah, I mean, I really struggle with making friends with French people, I think. I don't know if it's just like a foreigner thing, but also making friends with French people, it's kind of like they have their elite club, and to join their club, you have to do something to prove yourself.
So now what does your friend circle look like? Is this like mostly French? Is it like a combination, or?
I think I have more like foreign friends, like expats.
Right.
Or people from my country, so also expats.
Right, okay, yeah, it's kind of the same for me as well.
Or French people whose families are immigrants.
Right. Yeah, like the first generation.
Yeah,
second generation ones.
Like my boyfriend, for example, he is French, but like his family immigrated here from Vietnam. So.
Right. What were some of your biggest learnings after moving to France over the last 3 years?
I think just like growing a thick skin.
Really?
Yeah, and just being more, how do you say it, like courageous. I think what I just said in the beginning, that not taking criticism so personally,
Right.
and not taking the French way of handling people too personally.
Right.
So it's not, I'm always like, okay, like it's just how they talk, there's nothing personal, so I just kind of accepted it.
What even is that?
Because I had to spend all the time alone, away from family and friends, I just got to know myself better and know myself, like what are the things I like, what are the things I don't like, why am I acting this way, why I feel offended when French people do this. So it's just more becoming more self-conscious, I think.
I can relate to that a lot, actually. Because I guess like when you're moving to a new country, it's just the nature of it that you will be spending a lot of time by yourself.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. And also it's kind of interesting to see how you act from all your like safety net from your family and friends. So I think it's a good thing to move to another country if you want to become a bit more courageous and explore yourself a bit more.
Did you always feel like you wanted... Whoa.
Wow.
Did you always...
Okay.
Did you always feel like you wanted to move to another country?
Yeah. I'm one of those people who never really resonated with their home country.
Right.
So I was, ever since I'm like 13 years old, I'm like, I'm gonna move away one day. So yeah, I always wanted to move.
Yes, it was the exact same for me as well. I never really resonated that much with my home country.
Yeah.
And I always felt like this itch to just like go somewhere else, to live somewhere else. And particularly in Europe. Do you remember any significant growth moments in France? Like a time where you really feel like looking back like you leveled up after that?
Maybe when I first paid my taxes.
Really?
I was like, oh my god, I figured out how it works. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah, maybe that's, oh, okay, now I'm a responsible adult who's living abroad and can pay her own taxes.
Yeah, was it hard for you to find an apartment?
Yeah, but I think I was very lucky because I didn't do it well. I came here and I had like an Airbnb for 5 days, and I was like, in 5 days I'm gonna find an apartment.
Did you find one in 5
days? And I found one in 5 days.
Really? How did you do that?
Just like looking at apartment websites like 24/7, and then just like praying to God. So that's how I did it.
What were your favorite times in France over the last 3 years?
Just like in the summer, maybe when I'm doing something with friends. Maybe also because in the beginning I didn't have friends. So now everything I do with friends is so precious. Like last summer actually, I went to Giverny with one of my friends. You know the like where you can visit the Monet museum, and that was super fun. We were biking all day. We were in nature, like we took the train, that was super nice. I see my friends very often, like 3 times a week, maybe 2. Okay, let's wait for that. Time.
Just so you guys see what's going on. Oh no, no one waves back. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, next question. What's your favorite thing about French people?
Their appreciation for culture and arts. I think that's a really nice thing about France. Where I came from, it's not that important to like go to museums or go to a theater, but I feel like here art is really important and it's really part of the culture. So I feel like if you're an artist here, you kind of found your place.
My favorite thing is like when it comes to making friends, for example, right? I feel like French people, they take a long time to warm up to you. Like they take a long time to like open up and like be friendly. But I feel like in France, it's like once you've gained someone's trust, then they will be really loyal to you and they will remain your friend, you know, for a really long time.
That's true.
And I find that's kind of like the upside of it in France. It's like, I think the same thing applies for jobs, apartments, finding friends.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really hard to get something, but once you do get it, you know that you have it, like it's there.
That's true.
You know, and so that's, I guess, my favorite thing about it, but it's also my least favorite thing about it.
Because it takes a lot of effort.
It takes a lot of time, and I guess sometimes you just work really hard on, you know, gaining someone's trust or like building friendships, and then it doesn't really go anywhere. So I think that's kind of like, it's like a two-sided coin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But that's true, yeah.
What's your favorite food in France?
Recently, I really enjoy eating quiche. It's kind of like imagine it's kind of like a cake, but it's savory. So there's a base, and the base is it's just pastry basically, like a pizza kind of. And then you can put meat, crème fraîche, sour cream, and then leek or any kind of vegetables in it.
Interesting.
But I think it's more like pepper and leek, the things they put in it, and then eggs as well. Show a picture.
Your favorite thing to do on the weekend?
I love going to cafes and museums. I love it. Actually, I really like Musée d'Orsay. I go back to Musée de l'Orangerie.
Oh, really?
Often. Yeah, it's just there.
I used to do that before when I was a student, and I could like enter for free.
Oh, and now you cannot enter. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't go very.
Yeah, that's the thing in Paris. Like when you're a student and you have like a student card, you can enter a lot of museums for free, which is really nice. That's also one of my favorite things about the city as a student.
Yeah.
And like Parisian museums are beautiful. There's a lot of things that you can do here just for free. I found that when I was in the US and also in India, it's like if you wanted to like have fun on the weekend, you in the US particularly, like in LA, like I always had to spend money to have fun.
Oh, true.
You spend money on a cab to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You spend money like at a restaurant, or you go to a mall, or you do something where you have to like spend money. Whereas in Paris, I think you can just pop into like any park.
Yeah.
You can pop into like the riverside where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
You can get a book. You can have a good time without spending much.
Yeah. You do picnics. A lot of people do picnics here in the summer, like by the river or in the park.
Yeah, for sure. Picnics are awesome. Last question is, what's the advice that you would give to someone who's moving to France or who's thinking of moving to France?
Oh, I would.
Oh wait, maybe we should wait.
Yeah, I will wait first. So the advice I would give is to prepare yourself, just like the documents. Do your research well, because when you come here and then you find out that you don't have something important that you should have prepared, and
did that happen to you?
It didn't happen to me, but I think I didn't do my research. Like for example, I didn't know when I came here that in order to have a bank account, you need to have a French number. So when I went to the bank, they were like, "Oh, you need a French like phone number to open an account," and I was like, "Okay." Then I have to get a French phone number. But to get a French phone number, you have to have a French bank account. So it's
Hey, how did you like find your way out of this?
I found one like provider that didn't require me to have a French bank account. So then I get the French phone number and then I open the bank account. Then I changed my provider. How to cheat the system.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many of these like chicken and egg problems in France. It's kind of like, I think it's the same loop with finding an apartment too.
Oh yeah.
To get an apartment, you need a French bank account, but to have a French bank account, you need a French address.
And so you need a French guarant.
Yeah, how did you get around that?
I found an apartment where they didn't ask me for a French guarant.
Wow, so there you go. I found another loophole.
Yeah, I just need to find loopholes. Or need to prepare very well.
Well, thanks a lot. Guys, you should go check out Nora's channel as well. On her channel, we worked on a video as well, where we're going to talk about
French culture shocks. So if you guys are interested in coming to France and you want to know the things that shocked us the most when we came here, make sure to check it out.
You should go check it out. All right, see you guys in the next one.